Hello and welcome to the Brilliant Club's information event. In this session, we are going to go through who we are and why the Brilliant Club exists, what being a tutor with us involves, why you should get involved with us, and how you can apply. So at the Brilliant Club, we work across England and Wales supporting less advantaged students to access the most competitive universities and to succeed when they get there. The Brilliant Club was founded by two teachers in 2011 following the successful pilot of a scheme to give 19 students in one state school a taste of university by completing an academic course with a PhD researcher. We are now an award-winning charity working with researchers to deliver programmes to around 20,000 school students a year. We run a variety of different university access and success programmes, but today we're going to be focusing on our flagship programme, the Scholars Programme. So right now, students from the least advantaged backgrounds have a 2 in 100 chance of accessing the most competitive universities, compared to 28 in 100 of the most advantaged. Disadvantaged students are therefore 14 times more likely to miss out on life-changing higher education. We also know that this disadvantage doesn't disappear when they enter university. Disadvantaged students are 20% more likely to miss out on a first or a 2-1 grade at uni. And we know that this then affects an individual beyond their time at university and impacts society as a whole. Graduates from more competitive universities are estimated to earn £160,000 more in pre-tax earnings across their lifetime than those from less competitive universities. At the Brilliant Club, we believe that it is fundamentally unfair that someone should miss out on these life-changing opportunities simply because of their background. So we work with schools, students, parents and tutors to help to create change and to close that gap through a variety of programmes. Our flagship programme is the Scholars Programme, and of the 19,968 students that we worked with last academic year, 15,761 of them took part in the Scholars Programme. And as a tutor, this is the programme that you are most likely to be tutoring on, so it will be the focus of the rest of this session. So what does being a tutor with us involve? Your journey to being a Brilliant Club tutor starts with your application form and then your online assessment centre. Once you've passed that, you will go through onboarding, and at that point you become part of the Brilliant Club's PhD community. You'll then have access to our monthly newsletter and our monthly Tutor Lab sessions, which are professional development sessions. We'll then ask you each term for your availability for the upcoming term, and we will then match you with a school in your area. You'll receive annual training and support throughout with preparation, delivery and evaluation of your placements. This is a paid opportunity. We don't enforce a maximum commitment each year, as it is really important to us to keep the opportunity flexible for tutors, as we understand the demanding and unpredictable nature of academia. However, we do ask our tutors to try to work with us on one of our programmes at least once a year. Once you have worked with us once, there's lots of benefits to working with us again in subsequent terms. You get the annual training, and once you've designed a course yourself, you can then deliver it as many times as you want. You'll then also have access to more advanced training and CPD opportunities. This slide shows the journey of a Scholars Programme placement. Before a placement starts, you receive support with designing and preparing your either pre-designed course or your own tutor-designed course, and you'll attend training on delivering the programme. The first time that you meet your pupils will be at a tutor-led launch event, and that is to all 14 pupils. After the launch, you deliver 7-hour-long tutorials in school to 2 groups of 7 pupils. Tutorials 1 to 5 cover the fundamental content of your course, and tutorials 6 to 7 are feedback based, in which tutors give feedback on a draft and then a final assignment. Pupils then get to visit a university to graduate. The Scholars Programme is an academically rigorous programme, and it's vital for the pupils to really celebrate their success, as well as it gives them the chance to visit a university campus. So it's 2 hours of contact time per week. The tutorial dates are scheduled in advance, and each placement is between 45 and 47 hours of work, and that includes all the training, the prep and the marking. Most tutors in their first term with us will be asked to deliver a pre-designed programme before then going on to designing your own course. This is to allow you to get a sense of the school environment and the pitch that you would need to aim your own course at. It's also a really good way to get an idea of whether you enjoy tutoring in this format before you go on and invest the time into making your own course. So we deliver pre-designed courses across all of our age ranges, but for our younger pupils, these are the only courses that are delivered. These pre-designed courses cover a range of disciplines, including art history, English, history, law, philosophy, politics, social sciences, biology, chemistry, engineering, maths, and statistics. There are lots of benefits to delivering a pre-designed course. All the planning and the materials are prepared for you. So that means that you can focus your attention on the teaching techniques that you learn about in training and developing your pedagogical practice. You will be given a course that is aligned with your subject expertise so that you can feel really confident when you're delivering it. The planning is in the same format that you would then go on to use to design your own course, so it really is great practice if this is something that you'd like to do in future. Our pre-designed courses are tried and tested and much loved by students and teachers. And a lot of our pre-designed courses are aimed at our younger pupils, but not all. But this does give you the opportunity to inspire students at a young age, which we know can really impact their education positively for longer. After your first placement, you can choose to either design and deliver your own course based on your research, or you can continue to deliver the pre-designed courses, or both. On the screen now are some of the examples of the courses that have been designed by our PhD researchers, all based on their unique area of research. The Scholars Programme is such an exciting programme because it gives researchers like yourselves the space to reflect on your subject expertise and to design a mini module based on your PhD or postdoc project. This introduces our school pupils to topics that extend or are completely outside of their normal curriculum, and it gives them an insight into the variety of subjects that they could pursue at university. Consequently, our courses cover a huge range of topics across arts and humanities, social sciences and STEM. You can see a selection of them here on the slide. You will receive tailored support and feedback from the Brilliant Club on how to turn your research into a short course that you can then deliver in schools to pupils aged 14 and above. We also offer additional training for researchers covering sensitive topics. And while you may have teaching opportunities on an undergraduate degree within your institution, it's actually really rare that PhD students have the chance to design a course from scratch based on your own specialism. So the Scholars Programme really is a wonderful opportunity, not just for our pupils to learn about your unique topics, but also for you to get an experience of course design and delivery. Why should you get involved? There are lots of benefits to being a tutor with us for you. You can make a real impact, you will gain key transferable skills, and you will have access to professional support and gain professional experience. Let's start with making an impact. Students who did the Scholars Programme in Year 8, 9 or 10 were more likely to achieve a 9 to 5 in Maths and English than students who scored similarly at Key Stage 2 within their schools. As a member of the Higher Education Access Tracker, we can evaluate the impact of the Scholars Programme on GCSEs through accessing data from the National Pupil Database. So we compared 1,355 students who participated in the Scholars Programme in years 7 to 10 and were awarded their GCSEs in summer 2023. We compared them to the school level GCSE scores awarded in summer 2023, which is calculated based on the schools of the Scholars Programme students. Crucially, the analysis accounts for prior attainment at Key Stage 2, and this ensures that we are comparing similar groups of students. The analysis shows a positive relationship between participation in the Scholars Programme and GCSE results, with the largest improvements for mid-prior attainers when compared to similar students not participating in the programme. We also know that we have a positive impact on university progression. Each year we are independently analysed by UCAS, and last year the data showed that Year 12 students who complete the Scholars Programme are statistically significantly more likely to apply to a competitive university than students from similar backgrounds, and as a result they also progress at a higher rate. 83% of graduates applied to a competitive university compared to 68% of students with similar backgrounds, and 49% of Scholars Programme graduates progressed on to a competitive uni compared to 40% of students with similar backgrounds. And I'll just give you a minute to read through this lovely quote from a Scholars Programme participant. And this is a quote from a parent of a Scholars Programme participant. As a tutor, you have the opportunity to submit an assignment written by one of your pupils to our peer-reviewed journal for pupils' work called The Scholar. It's another place that you can really see the impact of your work as a tutor. Tutors nominate assignments and then they go through a review process to be published. The standard of work that our young people produce is outstanding, and I would really encourage you to take a look at the Scholar on our website. You can access it via the QR code on this screen to see the real quality of the work. As a tutor, your role in supporting students to produce work at this level is fundamental, and we have lots of tutors telling us that the work school pupils produce is often above that of their first year undergrads, providing a healthy challenge for assumptions and development as an educator. So we know that our programmes make a real difference to the students that we work with, but we also know that our tutors gain a lot from working with us. You will develop some essential transferable skills that you can take forward with you into your future. We really do care about your professional development, and through being a tutor with us, you will gain valuable pedagogical experience. You will have developmental support from a brilliant club programme officer throughout your time working with us. You'll gain an understanding of fair access within the higher education sector. You'll gain experience communicating research to a non-expert audience. And you'll receive extensive training, including access to our half-termly Tutor Lab sessions. Let me talk a little bit more about what training we offer. So it's tailored to each of our programs so that you feel really confident delivering your sessions, whether it's on a course that you have designed yourself or on a pre-designed module. Brilliant Club training is built around 3 core principles of effective delivery to school-aged pupils. Planning. So what will your pupils know? What will they be able to do by the end of the tutorial or programme? And what will you include and why? Participation. What will the pupils do? How will you get them to do it and get them to engage? And how to ask effective questions. Progress. How will you know what pupils have learnt and how will you support them? Everyone who works with us also completes safeguarding training so that you know what to do if you ever had any concerns about the well-being of the young people that you're working with. Alongside these foundational principles, we have a series of optional electives for your continuing professional development. These include how to teach sensitive topics, supporting students with SEND needs, the British education system, because we do appreciate that you may not have gone to school in this country and may benefit from more context about our systems, as well as advanced pedagogical techniques. Our training is full of tips for delivering your tutorials and ideas that can be adapted for undergraduate teaching too. Our training consists of online modules and also a live training day, and you'll be asked to attend one live training event each year that you work with the Brilliant Club. Every half term, we also run online sessions in our Tutor Lab series, where tutors can come together to learn more about a particular topic from Brilliant Club staff, participate in discussions and share ideas with each other. The purpose of this initiative is to provide further opportunities for tutor professional development, as well as helping to build a sense of community and collaboration across our tutor network. Sessions have been designed to help tutors prepare and develop further in their role as a Brilliant Club tutor, as well as more widely in their teaching and research activity. So some examples of this year's Tutor Labs are breaking barriers and supporting high-risk learners, evaluation, how does it work in the real world with real problems, understanding the UK education system, a session on academic writing, a session with a PhD coach focused on well-being and imposter syndrome, and various sessions about future careers outside of academia, including teaching and fundraising and more. Experience working in a professional environment. Another thing that you will gain from working with us is the opportunity to work in a professional working environment with a host of benefits to you as a worker. So looking at the slide, our tutors are workers, they're not self-employed, so you do pay tax through PAYE. Payment for each placement and project covers training and preparation. Payment is made monthly to help support with your budgeting. Travel expenses are paid. Your DBS checks are provided and organised by us. You get the training tailored to PGRs and doctoral graduates. You don't need to have any prior teaching experience or qualifications. We handle the matching with schools and all of the placement logistics, so it's as simple as possible for you as our tutor. And working with us is flexible around research and other work commitments or caring responsibilities that you may have. On that final point, we know that research projects have different crunch points and that you will be juggling multiple commitments alongside your studies. That's why every term we ask our tutors for their availability. When you fill in your availability form, you have the option to indicate what your capacity is for tutoring in that following term. So whether you want to do one placement or multiple placements, and also to signal days that work better for your schedule. You don't have to commit to tutoring with us every term, but we do expect our tutors to fill out that availability form each time, even if it is just to say that you aren't available for that term. Whilst we can't guarantee placements, we do our best to match you up with schools in your area. The pay on screen is per Scholars Programme placement. So you can see that if you design your own course for Key Stage 4 or Key Stage 5, you are paid a higher rate for creating this, and then you can deliver that on multiple occasions going forward. There's also a difference between if you're based in London or outside of London. Please note that this is the pay for this summer term, so this academic year, so summer 2025, and it is subject to change each year. This slide shows where we work. So we work widely across England and Wales. Lots of our schools are rural and coastal, and tutors are expected to travel up to an hour from where they are based to reach a placement. We sort and plan the logistics of that travel, and we do pay travel expenses. Obviously, we want to reach as many pupils and schools as possible, so we do have to find ways to reach those schools that are outside of the main city bases. So now you want to be a tutor with us, let's go into how to apply. We ask all researchers who wish to apply to do so via our online application form, and then if your application form is successful, you will be invited to an assessment centre on Zoom. So the application form, you fill out your personal details, your academic and employment history, and then there are 3 motivation questions, which are 200 words each. And the online assessment centre consists of an 8-minute mini tutorial that you deliver based on your research, then an interview, and then a self-evaluation form. Some application form top tips. Number 1, use the full word count. It's 200 words for each question, and we really do encourage you to use it all. It's difficult to answer the questions well in much less than this. Read the question really well. If a question has multiple elements to it, ensure that you answer each part as fully as possible. Explain your answers fully. If you are asked for examples of something, do try to provide more than one example. Exclusive reliance on ChatGPT will be penalised, so we can check if applications have been copy and pasted from ChatGPT, and we penalise applicants who exclusively use this. And do provide a full employment history. If your application is successful, you'll then be invited to an online assessment centre. You'll be invited to create an 8-minute mini tutorial based on an element of your own research. We're aware that 8 minutes is an incredibly limited window, so really think about that one aspect of your research that you would like to introduce in that time frame. Your assessors will be acting as 14-year-old pupils for the duration of the tutorial, and they will treat you as their tutor. This isn't to pose any behavioural issues, but rather to replicate the learning environment as best as possible. And as 14-year-olds, we don't want to sit passively listening to a lecture about your research. We want you to engage us on your chosen topic. As such, please do share learning outcomes for the session and plan to make your tutorial interactive. When working on the Scholars Programme, it's likely that you'll be the first person doing a PhD that your pupils have ever met. So it's really worth introducing yourself as a researcher, saying where you study, where you work, and what your research is about. This helps to briefly contextualise why are you there, and it's a good idea to replicate this in your mini tutorial as well. You will undertake then a 15-minute interview at the assessment centre, which will we will ask you to explore your motivations for the role, as well as answer some questions on your previous experience and how you might approach a particular scenario. Consider using the STAR technique of answering questions, so STAR, S-T-A-R-R, so situation, task, action, result, and reflection. This helps to structure your answers in a way that provides us with plenty of information and detail. And finally, you will be asked a safeguarding question. So do consider what safeguarding means to you. This slide shows the application deadlines that we have running throughout the year. Please note that there are multiple deadlines in each term. So this allows us to process all applicants through our assessment centre process. But it is important to say that the earlier you apply, the more likely you are to be placed in a specific term. There are final deadlines for each term's placements as well. So for autumn, it's the 27th of July. For spring, it's the 5th of October. And for summer, it's the 14th of December. Training dates are still to be confirmed, but we know that the training date in autumn will be in September, and it's likely that the dates for spring and summer will be November, December time, and then February for summertime. So what next? Well, read through the job spec on our website and all the other information on there. There's a frequently asked questions section. Consider your capacity to commit to tutoring with us. Speak to your supervisors, get them on board, and submit an application. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email us at apply@thebrilliantclub.org and we will get back to you. Thank you for attending this session. If you want to find out more about us, you can visit any of the sites below, and we look forward to receiving your application to tutor with us soon.